So, but Mr. Dasgupta, Mr. Dasgupta, Mr. Dasgupta, this is also a country. It's also a country. It's also a country where we felt for a long time. What are scams? Scams are media phenomenons. Who cares about corruption? Corruption is not an election issue. You win votes through different things, by distributing television sets or buying votes. That has been the cynicism that has, sort of infected the nation. Tonight, questions are being asked about it. I think it's an accountability debate. You wanted to come in here. Akshay, go ahead.
The thing is, I wanted to respond to your point. I wanted to respond to your point that we are hot-tempered and all people, right? We are not hot-tempered. We have thought about it. See, compare India to internationally, if we speak about international markets, compare India to Japan, India to China. What has happened? China, Japan has moved on. From 1947, India is, it has grown very less, but Japan, China, these have grown. India is still a developing country.
Okay, I get your point. Yes, Mr. Salve.
Can I come in here?
Yeah, coming to right after that, Mr. Sharma. Yes, Mr. Salve.
If you're a hothead, thank God you're a hothead, because it's time you got angry.
I agree.
But let me tell you something. I am as angry as you are that India has been virtually denied its place in the sun, and unfortunately that's because of we ourselves. No third party has done this to us. Please let us see why other nations have moved ahead and why we have not moved ahead. The civil society draft which I have seen of the Lokpal bill will put any government, even an honest government, in paralysis. Please, I can tell you, we must have a strong law against corruption.
Okay.
Please do not let it be hijacked by the anti-development agenda. We need a pro-development agenda.
I have a simple point. No, I have a simple. I have a simple point.
Which is
no, and I have a very simple point. I'm only picking one proposal, and this question goes to you, Vinod. Just pick one proposal. I said this yesterday. As per the government proposal, if I have a complaint, then I take my complaint, write it, and send it to the Speaker of the Lok Sabha or the Chairperson of the Rajya Sabha.
Which is meaningless.
Who then determines what happens to it. And after it is passed through, after I give my proposal, the Lokpal goes through it. Then the proposal goes through a competent authority, which is the Prime Minister, or the competent authority are members of parliament. So the entire filtering process is with politicians. I don't know. You are saying that the civil society proposal is flawed, Mr. Salve? I mean, the government's proposal is riddled with flaws. It's riddled with flaws.
The government proposal is not even worth discussing. Why are we wasting time?
Yeah, that's
No, but Arnab,
yes, don't even waste time discussing the government proposal. I am looking at the civil society proposal because for me that's more serious.
Sure.
no, I just want to say one thing too.
There are great merits in it. There are certain areas which I think need to be seriously considered.
Okay.
And that's the area and ambit of operation.
Okay.
Once we have fine-tuned that, I am sure we can work something out. Today the real point is why must the government not get the government to agree that they will constitute a committee and they undertake to have that bill passed in Parliament. And my dear young friends, please add one more thing to your agenda, which is anti-corruption. Please get them to amend the election law. Somebody with charges framed of serious crime will not be qualified.
That is a very good point.
I think one of the best things was that the politicians who wanted, a little bit of the attention by coming to Anna Hazare's protests today were actually booed away.
The minute to keep politicians out of this, there's some hope. But what I wanted to say to Mr. Salve is just this. There's so much stress on anti-development. Why would you think that young people are anti-development? That's all they want is development. And being anti-corruption is pro-development. It's not the other way around.
Okay.
They are against corruption, not development.
As a lawyer, take my word for it.
He's asking, is corruption a requisite for development?
I don't think that's there in any country.
This bill goes way beyond corruption. Way beyond corruption, the civil society bill.
Is there even a single politician today in India who can stand up and say, I'm clean, I'm not corrupt?
No.
Why are they shivering in their shoes right now because of this bill? For that very reason. Why are they delaying it? Why have they delayed it for 42 years?
I think there's one reason. I think there's one reason. That one reason is that this would give the Lokpal Vinod Sharma police powers. Ability to register FIR, focus, go ahead with criminal investigations and launch prosecutions. I think politicians have a little problem with that proposal
Scares them.
that Anna Hazare, it maybe scares
may
them.
scare
Yes.
May I tell you one thing,
Mr.
please?
Sharma.
But there can always be
Mr.
checks,
Sharma.
checks and counter checks.
I think agitation is a very, very effective means of attracting attention, putting pressure on the government that is reluctant, and making an issue, making a big issue of an important subject. Now, every agitation has to lead to negotiation, and after the negotiation, you achieve your objective. Now, my worry is that we must, after this agitation, quickly put together a negotiating team, which should include people like Hari Salve. Don't dismiss them out of hand, for the simple reason that it is not about Lokpal assuming police powers. It's about Lokpal assuming powers over your Supreme Court. This is
No,
what
I think you're picking up one point. No, I think
It's another stalling tactic.
Yeah, stalling tactic.
Stalling tactic.
Stalling tactics.
no,
Make them-
Mr.
I have not interrupted you at all.
Mr.
And
Sharma.
if you want to have the entire program for yourself, fine, I can leave, you know. Just listen to me. I am with you. I am only saying that the path that I would choose for myself will be different. I am with you, young people. There is no way we can be coming in your way. You see, because the future belongs to you. You have to build this country now. The question is that how should you go about it? The point is well taken. We must have a strong Lokpal, which should have overarching influence, which should be able to check corruption. But together with that, you will have to have strong Lokayuktas in the states, you know.
Sure,
And
we
if
will,
you are
but
going to make enemies of political parties, however you will have
no,
legislation
I
passed
think.
in various-
sorry,
no,
but-
no, one sec. Yes, go ahead. Yeah, go
What is
ahead.
this
See,
making enemies of
that-
political
one minute.
parties?
You will have
Must-
to generate
1 minute.
awareness at the level of the society.
You're getting a response.
Corruption is not
Mr.
just at the
Sharma.
top echelons.
Mr. Sharma, you're getting a
Also
response.
all pervasive at every level of the society.
Mr. Sharma, you're
What
getting
will
a
you do
response.
about it?
No,
For that, you need some good advisors. For that, you need some good legal advisors.
Sure,
Well,
sure,
we
sure,
have
sure,
that
sure.
kind of
Well,
legal
well,
advisors
no,
with us.
No,
So
one
put
second.
together a good team.
No, 1 second. Yes, one response quickly. yeah.
A well said thing, but what is this that don't make enemies of political parties? Is my Lokpal should be afraid that in this state I should not prosecute this minister because he's from X political party? I don't want to make political enemies, or I should not catch this bureaucrat because he's patronized by this opposition
No, that's
party or
so well
something.
said.
That is exactly
Should he
what
be
is
afraid
happening
of being a
now.
political party?
That is exactly
Why
what's
should he be afraid
happening
of
now.
political parties?
That is
And
exactly
when-
what's happening now.
well,
That
you
I'm
know-
They should be
saying.
afraid of him.
No, and
Yes,
and
they
he's-
should be afraid
and
of
he's-
citizens.
Yes, and he's talking about negotiations. It's a little like saying someone should have negotiated better with Gaddafi.
Well, I-
This is what is, what are we talking about? Negotiate
Who
with
is it?
whom? With people
How
who
are
have
you
no
going to
faith
just
in, no
agitate?
trust in.
Okay.
Who are we going to negotiate
now,
with?
Solly Sorabji, I want.
Negotiate.
No, you'll have to negotiate. The problem is
whom?
Vinod
With
Sharma
the
tonight.
very people
no,
who
no,
are
no. One second. Tonight, the only problem is this.
May I come in?
Yes, Mr. Sorab, I just think the problem we forget. The problem is Anna Hazare says, I want to negotiate, I want to participate, I want my people in that committee.
That's the right
And the
way
government
forward.
says you can give your views, you cannot be in the committee, you cannot be part of that committee. I don't know where the Lakshman Rekha is being drawn.
That is where the government,
Mr.
the
Sorabji.
government is wrong.
That
I know they're
comes
wrong.
That is
That's
where
the
the
point.
government is wrong.
I'm saying how long will the government be able to resist? That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Solly Sorabji.
and now
I don't think they'll have. I don't think they have the
Shobha is
power
right.
or the
We don't want to
perseverance to resist
negotiate
it for
with
long.
Gaddafi.
Mr. Sorabji.
So negotiate with people in whom civil society has faith. Lawyers representing the one point of view, other point of view represented by other people, not necessarily lawyers, people of great integrity and eminence.
Yeah.
Negotiate with them, not with Gaddafi, surely. But the question is, don't let this be, movement should be garnered, should be brought ahead. A great thing has been done, a clarion call has been given that has aroused the people not only in India but even abroad, even in neighboring countries. This is a great movement. I don't say dissipate it, build upon it. Build upon it in the sense, tell the government, no, sorry, we
Yes.
don't want only ministers to be in that committee. We want people of outstanding eminence, lawyers, public people, that are people from our side. Then you can discuss matters. Things do require, some provisions do require amendment, reconsideration because of its implications. Let's take it on that sense and don't use words, don't get upset young people by saying impatient, by impatient meaning you're rightly justifiably impatient. Any other country
we
people would have been more
No,
than
no,
impatient.
it's because,
So
you know-
let's make use of this atmosphere, of this momentum and see that something concrete, good is achieved Now, I would be very, very sorry if a
Absolutely.
valuable life as Anna Hazare is lost in this.
No, no, certainly not. I hope the
There
government.
should be no difficulty in sorting this out.
If Anna Hazare's
I
life
only
is
want
so
to add
precious
one
to the
thing.
government as well.
If something
should
happens
be,
to
then
Anna
they
Hazare,
know
it is
where the
your and
Lakshman
my
Rekha
loss.
is.
It's not the government's
They know
loss.
what we want. They know who we want in this community. They will agree to it.
You
I
know-
agree his life is precious, but so the government should agree as well.
You know, I'm so happy to give you the last word tonight.
Well, I can assure
I'm
you.
so happy. I must say this.
Can't hold against your opinion for long.
No, no, absolutely. But Vinod Sharma, I think one.
They will have to give in finally.
No,
But then, as Mr. Mr. Soni Sorabji says, build upon it. You know.
Certainly, but what I find refreshing tonight, really refreshing, it's such a well thought out argument coming from our young panelists tonight. You know, it's not just anger,
yes,
there's an
agreed.
argument there, and I know all of us approve, including Mr. Dasgupta, Sorabji, Mr. Salve, Shobha, Vinod Sharma. Thank you very much. Akshay and Aditya, all the best to you.
And
to all my guests, thank you very much. This is a big story.